I should be back. No idea why we froze there, but hopefully it came back and everything's good to go. So right now we're gonna go feed Sylvia. And I'm gonna, yeah, fan's working in here, so we're good to go. Let's give Sylvia some yummy food so we have a happy pig. Okay, I'm gonna get some food for Sylvia. Looks like I'm gonna have to open up another feed bag in just a minute. That is not enough food for her. So the food that I have right now does not quite enough. So we're gonna right over here below all of my organized junk. Inside there is some extra food that we store it. The one thing I like about storing it in totes is it keeps the mice and such away from dealing with it. So let me get this bag in here. We always try to have one thing I do suggest you guys having, always try to have some extra backup, because you never know if the weather's going to be bad, if you just don't have time to get out and about, or other things like that. You don't want to just ever have the point where you're completely ran out of food. So what I usually do is so I'll mark this down, and when I go and buy food next week, I'll make sure I grab an extra bag to put it into the extra bag thing. And the idea, I might not always use this, so sometimes I might not ever get into this, but in situations like this, it definitely makes it nice to have this extra food, so I don't have to, go without. So the animals don't have to go without. And then you guys might wonder what I do with these old bags. So me and Lisa, this is one of Lisa's art projects, is that she turns these into like grocery bags or purses or things of that sort, and then we sell them on her Etsy channel. Let's go give Sylvia some food. You guys can see out here, I've got a bunch of guys for me. I got some guineas and some ducks and a chicken or two and a bunny, and everybody's just wanting to know why I'm not giving them yummy, tasty food at the particular moment. And we got Sylvia. We got Sylvia right here. Ready for some tasty food, right, Miss Sylvia? Okay. So Sylvia did some remodeling this year. That's why. But if you guys want to see what the pallet barn, that's how we built the entire barn. Sylvia kind of show you guys what the barn looks like. She remodeled it for us. Such a nice pig to do some beautiful remodeling. Okay. Look at this, guys. They all know I'm getting ready. Okay, so they all know I'm getting ready to go in there to feed everyone. So it's just me here, but they know my next steps. So they're all just heading in there so that when I head to the barn in just a minute, they'll all be in there waiting for me for food and such like that. Absolutely silly, but also shows how routine a lot of animals are and such like that. So let's go in there. Let's get them some food. I'll bring it outside. And then I guess we'll get the ducks and such fed next. And then I'll show you guys. I I do want to show you guys how well the pond idea is working. So I think you guys have not seen some of you have not seen it since I've modified it. We'll put you guys right here for just a second. See what it's like under my feet. I'm just gonna step outside, throw this outside so you guys can watch them follow me out, and then I'll be right back in. That's the way you quickly clean out the barn. So while that's going on, let's we're gonna go and we're gonna get everybody else in here fed. So I'm gonna work on that next, and then we're gonna go get water. Since you guys know, unfortunately, the power's been acting up again. You guys watched just a few minutes ago. I have to do this in 2 stages. I'm gonna move you guys over to the other side. So I might do that. Kangaroo, I got too much to do today to be able to do a fun. But I think maybe later this week I will do it on my. Maybe I'll do it on the Thursday night stream, which is a Friday stream for you. Maybe I'll do that then. I'll get some. I'll do some shots or some drinking and such like that for that. But yeah, today I've just got too many things. Too many things on tap today. The weather's just not cooperating, and too many other interesting things. That's the one downfall I warn you guys about homesteading. Is if you've got hobbies, or if you do like going out there and partying and drinking or anything like that, sometimes responsibilities of life get in the way, and so you can't always do some of the stuff that you might have planned to do. Like another great example is most people don't realize that I hardly get to leave the house for longer than 24 hours. So rarely do I ever get to be gone for more than 24 hours. So if you realize what that means that means that no really big vacations or anything. So I might Demetra, Kangaroo, I might this evening. I might have that's a good idea. I might have a glass of wine this evening. That does sound actually pretty nice. Maybe that'll be a good evening. So we will have to see. So right now we're just gonna, I'll move this over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. We're just gonna get these guys over here fed. Just gonna go down the rows, get everybody fed. The ducks have started to head back in this way now. I got more ducks around my feet. But as you guys see, hey, thanks for the follow, man. But as you guys see, it's no rest for the wicked. It doesn't matter what you do all day. It doesn't matter what your life is. When you're farmer homesteading every day, you've got particular chores that have to be done. So, and again, because Lisa's not here, it's double the chores that I normally have to do, which is fine, which is the lifestyle that we chose. So, but it's just one of those things to keep in mind if you're someone that likes days off. You know, while I do control every aspect of my day, I don't have to punch anybody else's clock. I do have to punch the clock of the barn, and it means that these chores have to be done. So when Lisa's gone, it means that I have to do them, and that would also mean that if I don't feel well and such like that, they still have to be done. And so you have to figure out ways to do that kind of stuff. Hence the reason why I do plan on getting interns in the future, is that would help out a lot, especially with all the stuff. But it's just something, it's one of the lessons that if you think you're going to start living on your own, living off grid, such like that, you need to keep in mind that you are going to be the sole responsibility. You have a lot more responsibility. While you have a lot more freedom, you have a lot more responsibility. So again, moving down the row. All that being said, been doing this for long enough now. Absolutely love every day. Every day is a spectacular, great day. There's something so nice with being here and taking care of your animals. Where do I live? I live in southern West Virginia in a little town called Flat Top. So right off of Interstate 77. Okay, let's get those guys, we're gonna get those guys behind me next. And then we've got a couple guys over here, and then we gotta switch to the bunnies. Again, guys, I know this is the boring part of watching me feed the chickens, but this is what life is. It's just feeding chickens and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as we finish this, we're gonna go move the bees. I'm gonna show you guys how awesome the pond is filling up with the rain. We're gonna walk out to the market garden, and we're gonna go, something else I had, I'll remember it in a minute. Oh, there are some absolutely beautiful parts of southwestern VA. Yeah, southwestern Virginia has some spectacular parts. So actually, we were at one other time we looked at some property in I forget the name of the town. It's outside of Wytheville. I don't remember the name of the town right now. It started with a D. Draper. That's the name of it. But yeah, that's kind of southwestern Virginia. Yeah, I know I'm getting not quite. I'm still in that particular part. But yeah, beautiful. Honestly, one of my favorite places in southwestern Virginia is Bastion. So I love Bastion between the hills and stuff like that. So only a couple more guys to go in here. Thanks, Mark. For those that don't get that number, that percentage is because I plan on living to 122, and I think he's figured out the percentage of my life. I hope you figured out the percentage of my life. That's what you should have been doing. So, for those that are wondering how old I am, I'm 43. So, okay, so let's head on out and get these guys out here fed. Got a lot of hungry guys waiting for me. Not sure if that was thunder or what, but I don't know if you guys could hear it. But there was a nice rumbling. There was a nice rumbling in the air. Probably thunder. Here in the mountains, we get lots of thunder. Again, the feet are surrounded by ducks. Always ducks around my feet. Come on, buddy. What's interesting is, if it is thunder I'm hearing, then, because it's, what did I say it was, 39 out or 4? It's probably a warm front coming in instead of a cold front. That would be my guess if it's thunder. Just because usually at this temperature, I mean, it would have to be a pretty stronger cold front to be able to come in to make thunder. So probably a warm front. And if it wasn't thunder, then they're dynamiting around, doing mountaintop removal. So here we are in the handy run. If you guys not seen, I've got this set up, so surrounded by ducks again, everywhere. Okay, let me show you guys something since I'm in here. Come on out. So we're here in the handy run, and I told you that before. Some of the chicken's wild. I told you guys in before some of the bunnies come in here, and the bunnies come in here and they have babies. So I can just reach in. You know, there's just places all over my yard where I just reach in, and there's just cute baby bunnies everywhere. So always baby bunnies pretty much on my farm. If you guys want to see, what the baby bunnies look like, let me put you right here. And then there's a little nest of baby bunnies. So just right here in this little box. So always crazy baby bunnies. Hey, thanks for the birthday wish. Absolutely, always appreciate that. So, okay, let's go. All the other bunnies are hungry now, so let's go get some bunny food. Now that we got all the ducks and all the chickens fed, let's go get some bunny food. Let's get the bunnies fed, and then I'll come back and get water in a minute because I think everybody's okay on water right now. That way, we'll go feed everyone, and then I'll show you guys the other stuff that I wanted to show you, and then I'll come back and feed everyone in just a bit. So. Okay, I got my... Let's get the bucket and everything that I need, so... Hello from Deutschland. Hope the weather is wonderful over there in Germany for you. It's for you might be wondering, it's a little chilly outside. It's 4 here right now. That's 4C. For those that are into liking to know the temperature. Oh, I spun the camera around. 1 second, guys. There we go. Let's get the camera back to the direction it's supposed to be, at least for now. We need to go in here and get some rabbit food. And I'm hoping I don't need to grab a bag of rabbit food. I'm hoping I got enough to make it through today. So this evening when I come put everybody away, I will just be able to put the feed in there. So again, as soon as we feed the rabbits, we're gonna go the rest of the fun tours around. You guys can see what else is going on the farm. So I'm gonna put you guys right here for right now. So always a crazy, everybody's invited. It's a work birthday party, I guess. You know, it's like a party. Sorry, it's so shaky. I have you guys on a bucket. I have you guys have you on a bucket right now, so. It's actually just easier if I just pick this up and pour it in here, so let me get that done. It looks like I'm gonna have enough for today, and I won't have to go get the I won't have to go get another bucket, so also, again, guys, I don't think I've mentioned it before. If any of you guys, we always talk about farming and a bunch of other stuff. If any of you guys are interested in joining the Discord, !Discord, you guys are welcome to join the Discord. Everyone's welcome. Lots of crazy stuff we have on there. Sometimes we have I'm usually in the idle chit chat, so if you guys just ever want to just come and chit chat, ask about stuff, or just want to know what's going on my side of the world, feel free to always jump over and hang out with us there. Kind of a place for people to hang out, so lots of bunnies. For those that are wondering, somebody asked me the other day how many bunnies, and I think before I found all those babies, I think I figured out I had roughly about 50, and so now probably about 55 or 60, so. So let me get the rest of these guys in here, and then we're gonna head out. One more in here. Sorry about the cramped quarters. Okay, out to the bunny apartments we go. Quack, quack, quack. Also, You guys want to see the sky. A couple blue sky dots, which is really nice, but kind of a gray day. It's definitely chilly. Doesn't smell like snow though, so that's good. So I'm not expecting snow today. Even though I will say historically in my life, it has usually snowed. I usually have seen snow today or by today in most everything. So what I'm using, the camera I'm using right now is this is an LG Velvet, and then I have it on a gimbal. So that's pretty much how I function when I do my in real life, my IRL streams. So now I do exclusively use this phone for this. I don't use this as my, I don't actually talk on this phone. I only use this when I stream. And when I'm not using it, I just turn it off. And it doesn't even have that many apps and such on it. It's just mostly just designed for this. Because being on the farm, I'm pretty brutal. I'm pretty brutal with phones. Like, they get beat up, like, pretty bad. And if this was an everyday driver, it probably wouldn't be working good right now. So, just a little trick. Okay, so I've got a couple more guys down here to get. So this one, these guys that I'm getting into, I'll show you guys as soon as I get them filled up. These guys down here are the ones with the other camera. If you guys, well, those of you that are following me on Twitch, you'll see that my channel will switch over to a 24/7 live stream of my farm, and then those that are following me on Dlive, you guys will see that. You guys know that I have my Mavis Farmacy channel, and if you don't, it's Mavis Farmacy spelled with an F. So, but if you're following me on Twitch, I just have it as the same channel. So. And when I'm not doing my show, where I usually have the farm up and going, so you guys can watch all the silliness. Okay, let me show you guys some of the other stuff. So, do I name animals? Most of my animals have names. There's a handful of ducks and there's a handful of rabbits, just because so many were born in the last couple years that we've kind of slacked and not gave them all the names, but a lot of them do have names. So like so some of the bunnies, we've got Shadow, and this guy's name's Mask, and Mouse, and Stewie. And who else is here? Charlie. And then we also have some bunnies and such on the mountain. We have some of our black bunnies are named Floyd. And we have a black bunny with a little white mustache. His name is Zig Hale. And we have some other interesting names. So a lot of times if people on stream want to name rabbits and such like that, or name ducks, and they choose to do that, we let them. And so I have there's some interesting one. I have another rabbit named Bear, because he's that particular rabbit is an Owen Benjamin fan. So just lots of silly stuff. As a lot of our animals, you know, we have a couple of our handful of animals that are from our beginner stock, or ones that we've rescued. Like some of the guys in the house, we have 2 rabbits in the house. That's a Cindy Hopper and Apollo. Those are the 2 bunnies that live in the house. And then a lot of our ducks have different names. So some of them are silly, some of them kids named as that people came through, or nephews or stuff like that got the name things. So At one particular point, me and Lisa had everything named. And I will point out, I do keep a documentation of everything. So I do have everything written down. Now, not everything is named. Some people are just described by their color. But I like to keep track of breeding, and I like to keep track of how many eggs we get, and I like to keep track of the lifespan of how long everything lives. And that way I can keep track of if anything crazy is happening. So I guess what we're going to do now is, the first thing I want to do is we're going to go check out the pond. Let me put this back to the house, or back to the barn, because if I leave it there, I'll totally forget about it, and then tomorrow I'll be wandering aimlessly around looking for it and forget that I didn't put it back where it belongs. So another important tip is when you're homesteading and farming, when you have places to put things, put them back, and even label things. Like Demetra gave me some really good advice about getting the magnet labeling, so that you can have regular magnet labeling. But putting things back where they belong also helps if you're going to have interns or stuff like that. Then you're not wandering aimlessly around trying to find everything that you need, which is something I'm notorious for doing. I'm absent-minded all the time. So if I don't think about it, I'll just set something down. I lose everything. I've lost my phone and my glasses and everything like that. So the swell. So here is the swell. So you guys have known. Really? Gonna show off? Okay. Guess he's just gonna show off, let you know to see that the water is doing well. Anyways, so this is the swell that we have in. I was having a really bad problem of during really, really heavy rains. I was getting a really big soot buildup, and so the pond wasn't as deep as it needed to be. So I've put in this little catch pond. That's where you see. So when the water fills up there, it's supposed to bubble out over here, but it's already deeper on this side than on this side, which is fine. I need to address that again because I wasn't quite expecting that to happen, but no worries. So anyways, so the good idea here is the silt should build up in here and build this wall deeper, and then I won't have to dig this out as much, and I won't have to spend as much time with this. And then that pipe leads to that other pond here, and then this pipe leads to this little stream that runs through the center of my farm. The idea is just to capture as much water as possible, slow it down. And the cool thing about capturing it and slowing it down is being that I have more water, and then with the water being here, you know, my fruit trees here. This is my Arkansas black fruit tree, apple tree. So my fruit trees always don't have to even worry about drought, because as the water slowly comes down here, it's going to slowly go through the dirt and such like that, and keep everything that I have watered very well. So that is an absolute plus when it comes to permaculture techniques. So most everything we do here on the farm and on the lab and in my classes is dealing with working with nature instead of against nature. Just nature knows how to do things right. Plus, I'm lazy. I don't like to do a lot of work, and if nature's going to do a lot of the work for me, I totally want to let nature do the work for me, so I can focus on other things. By the way, guys, again, some of you have not watched it, so I'm going to let you guys know. So, pokeweed. You guys have probably seen pokeweed. You've probably been told that this is poisonous. So, it's toxic. It's not poisonous. Reason why that's important. So, inside this is a little berry. Well, actually, is a little nut. So inside here is a little nut. So as long as that nut doesn't get crushed, that's actually where a lot of the toxins and such are. As long as that nut doesn't get crushed, it's not that. And plus, you're going to need to eat probably one or two of those. And these taste like crap. You're not going to eat these. These are also really good. Let me squish it just a little bit to show you. It's also really good at dyeing. So it's a really nice purple dye that this makes. But being that this is toxic and not poisonous, so the toxic in here, just like with a lot of stuff, is also can be used as a medicine. So how do I use these is, because I was a dancer for so many years, my knees aren't the best. So I got arthritis. My knees just hurt a lot. and I'm not going to get knee replacements. So what I do is once a year, about this time of year, when these guys are mature, I'll eat probably 2 or 3 of these a day. So now what you do is you don't swallow it. I mean, you don't crush it, you just swallow it. I treat it like a pill. It broke open in my mouth, so it's nasty, nasty tasting. But anyways, and then what'll happen is it'll go through. I don't know, you can't see that. It didn't get enough purple in it. Then the seeds just go right through your system, and then the good stuff that is there goes in and helps with the arthritis and such like that. Now, again, I'm just some dude on the internet, so be careful what advice you take, but I'm just letting you know what I do. I've been doing it for 20 years. So again, if your children, you shouldn't let your children eat that. You shouldn't let your children eat it because there's no reason they need to be eating it. Children aren't going to have arthritis or anything like that. So, but I treat all myself as an herbalist. I treat myself. I make up my own medicine. The only thing that I take that is that's medicine like over the counter is aspirin. I don't take anything else. Everything else I treat myself. So, and I haven't seen a doctor in 16 years now. Oh, I need to do an amendment. I forgot this year. I did ask to take some antibiotics because I got Lyme's disease. But other than that, I have not taken any pharmaceuticals or even any over-the-counter stuff. So it's not raining, so we're not going to see. Let me spin around because the sun is definitely going to blind you guys if I do that. So here we are out here in the market garden. I wanted to show you guys how the bees are still rocking it out here. So I'm going to be wrapping these bees soon. But I've got this nice little beehive right out here tucked away. This was my rescue beehive. I came out and rescued these guys. I'd open up and show you guys, but I don't want to mess with them. So no, I pretty much only take aspirin, Dimatra. Aspirin's pretty much the only thing I take. I take it for anything that I would take ibuprofen for. I usually take aspirin. Aspirin works very, very well with me. So my body just deals with it, and it seems to work. So I'm not against ibuprofen. I'm not against any medicine. Like, if medicine works for people, I'm all for people using medicine to help them feel better and to make them healthier and be able to get through any aches and pains, because aches and pains suck. So I'm not anti-pharmaceutical. I just choosing not to do when I don't need to do it. I'm choosing not to do it myself. So here we are standing in my hay field. So showing how I really like the colors of leaves on the trees right there. They're doing really well. So I'm in southern West Virginia in a town called Flat Top. If you're interested, you can look it up. If you get on Google Maps and you type in Mavis WV, Mavis, West Virginia, you'll come across Mavis Manor. That is my house right there. That's Mavis Manor, and you'll be able to see like exactly where I live, the yard and everything. So some of you may be wondering why I'm doxing myself if you're new to my channel. I run a nonprofit. I teach people off-grid living, farming, things of that sort. People come to my house. People come here all the time, or at least used to until the silliness went on. But that will return soon. So people know where I live. People know who I am. You guys see my face. A lot of you know my name. Most of you know my phone number. So, you know, the joke, I'm the most doxed person on Dlive. And I own a pig, so yeah, there you go. See, there's my Wikipedia page as well. So for those that are wondering, all that kind of stuff. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day. So let's go, I'm gonna get the bees handled, because that's another thing I need to be doing today, is I need to move these bees to another, I need to move these bees closer to the house, because on Thursday or Friday, I'll be doing a class. You guys will be coming with me on a fun experiment, because I am trying to see if I can save 2 hives that are starting to be in colony collapse. And I'm going to do a really interesting experiment, and we're going to see if I can save these guys and make them through the winter. I might even have to bring the bees inside. And when I say bring the bees inside, I'm talking about putting them in my living room with us and all of my plants. So that might be something that I have to do. I will fill you guys in with that if that looks like that's going to be necessary. Again, I've had bees in my living room before. It's not a big deal. You just have to deal with it, and you honestly don't get stung very often. So, as long as the bees are well fed. So, when I had bees in the house last year or 2 years ago, they were in there for 4 or 5 months, and we only got stung once. So, not a big deal. So you guys can see the mess I made the other day when I was taking everything apart. So I had to condense down. I do want to double check these guys, because these are guys that I'm worried about. Let me open this up real fast. Such a small little colony. But I'm gonna put this back in here. Close this up. I'm going to lock these guys in so what I'm doing, guys, you guys can't see. So what I'm doing is there's some bees in here. I'm going to lock this door so they can't come out. I missed it. Okay, I locked the door. Right now they can't come out. I'm going to carry this back to the house. Make sure it's... Actually, I'm not going to carry it back to the house right now because that's full of honey, but I'm going to unlock it since I'm not doing that. Anyways, I'm going to take that back to the house and put that up next to the house with the idea that hopefully I'm going to be able to put those in a smaller little container and be able to preserve the really small hive, because for some reason all of the bees left except for the queen and a handful of workers. So I need to address that. There's one of the bunnies that just hangs out in our yard. That is Gracie. She is a baby making machine. And there is Fernando. Right, Fernando? Yep. Always meowing your head off. We're gonna walk over. Let's go check out the other bees real fast, and I'll show you guys what's going on with the porch bees as well. So they are another one of the colonies that just, I don't know, they just didn't do well. Me and Mark were talking about it. Me and Mark were doing some experiments. So personally, I think that the cell towers are affecting the bees. It's what I've been expecting the last 5 years. Now, interesting enough, this year, the bees that were born here on the farm are doing the best. And out of the 6 colonies of bees I bought, I have 2 of those 6 left. So, but I have not lost any of the colonies of the bees born here. So it'll be really interesting in the spring, because I usually lose my bees in mid-spring, April, late March, early April is usually when they abscond and they just disappear and they just leave the queen. That's usually what happens. This is the first year this has happened in the fall. So, and I've been raising bees for 5 years, and I expect, it sounds silly, but I usually expect my bees to leave every spring, because it's what they've been doing every year so far. So again, let me show you guys the porch bees so you guys can actually see when I talk about this. So there's the porch bees. That mess is right here in my front door, so I keep the bees right here on my porch. Usually don't have any issue. Occasionally Lisa will step on a dead one, but other than that, yeah, they don't really bother us. So, and then here is our side porch bees. These are our, this is the cherry bees. These are the bees that are doing very well. The big one is bees I bought, and this is a split from those guys. And their little shelter fell off here, so I need to put that little shelter back on. But we're gonna winterize these guys real soon. I gave them some. I fed these guys, and these guys are gonna get some winter patties soon, and I'll be winterizing these guys probably in a couple weeks. Of course, we'll be doing a video on winterizing the bees, so you guys can all learn how I winterize my bees. And if you need some advice or some other tips, you guys will have that as something to consider. Oh, in the those that are going to jump on those in the Discord, and for those that currently my buddies on the Discord right now, I want to talk to you guys about some ideas. Me and Lisa's been talking about some ideas of things we'd like to do in the spring, and just want to bounce some ideas off of some of you guys and see what you guys think. So just business ideas, ways to generate more revenue here on the farm, and just trying to get some other people's opinions on what you guys think about that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that in the Discord in the future, and then depending on if I like those ideas or not and how well they work, we'll be doing shows on ways that as a homesteader, as a farmer, and as such like that, you can generate some extra revenue on your farm. Because that's the one thing I will say about this lifestyle is not having an outside job definitely makes things sometimes more difficult. But at least at the beginning, until you get everything well established. So always trying to expand, think of new ideas, new ways to generate revenue, new ways to make money, new ways to keep up with the lifestyle that you want to have. So I better go fill up those jugs of water. So we're going to do that right now. So right now, you guys might be wondering how I make a living right now. So I did work for the census in 2020. And then besides working for the census, the first 10 years that I lived here, I ran a bed and breakfast. So my house was a B&B. And then what we do now is Lisa does some odd arts and crafts jobs. She also does some commission work from other stuff. And then I do day trading. I'm a day trader, mostly in crypto. So that's how I was blessed with learning about crypto really early days, and made all of my really big mistakes really early days. Yeah, made a lot of crazy mistakes early days. Some of you guys know the stories. But because of that, I know what mistakes not to make now. And so now I just I do day trading, and that's how we pay for a lot of the stuff here on the farm, is through day trading and such like that. And then with my classes and such with the nonprofit, we also do a lot of stuff with. I also the crypto and Dlive and other stuff helps as well. I do have to give Dlive credit, because over the course of the last 3 years, Dlive has definitely helped out a lot with being able to make the farm function and such like that as well. But that's pretty much how I handle those particular things. And so we're just we want to do some me and Lisa want to do some expansions. I want to do some more outreach programs, really. And outreach programs require a different type of, especially with the poor communities where I live. Just trying to figure out new ways to do that kind of stuff. So always trying to figure out ways, being blessed with where I live and having the free time and the ability to be able to do what I want. That means that I want to give back to the community the best way possible. And so always trying to find interesting new ways to give back to the community. Certainly coming to a middle. That's why if you guys have not visited my website, !M, that is the nonprofit website. Up in the top corner is a bunch of worksheets. They're just free classes. At some particular point, they're going to be linked with videos, but right now they're not linked with videos. They're just worksheets. But the worksheets are self-explanatory. You can go through the worksheet and you can learn how to make apple cider vinegar. You can make kombucha. You can make seed starting soil, tomato cloning, and a few other things. I'm also going to be adding with some of my friends like Mock and some of the other folks that I have on here. We're also going to be adding some classes about how to deal with shortwave radios, types of communication, things about creating just basic homesteading type ideas, or just even if it's urban homesteading, just ways that you can take more control over your own life and do lots of cool things. So just slowly building everything up and just sharing as much as I can with everybody out there. So if you guys are interested, check that out. It's the Mavis Institute, or you can type in mavisfarmacy.com, and pharmacy spelled with an F, Mavis Farmacy, and you guys can just get access to those classes and such like that. Okay, let's get this water. Got my water pump filled up so I can take some water to these guys. So I got springs on the property. I catch rainwater, so a lot of the water for my animals doesn't cost anything. So that definitely cuts the cost of farming down a lot. Downfall is I got to carry everything. Let's kind of see what I'm doing right there. So just filling these up. We'll take these into the barn. You can make mead. You can make mead with honey. It's not the most effective thing to use the honey for, but you can. Whoa, okay. But you can make mead with honey. Honestly, right now I use the honey for a lot of medicines. When we make the different types of medicines up with elderberries and such like that, the honey is good. The honey is good to add into that. And plus, honey is we just like to use honey for a lot of cooking and things of that sort as well. So let me take this over and put this in. I'm going to take this over and put it into the wagon that we're going to head over there, so you guys can see where I'm heading while this other one fills up. This one's almost filled up, so I'm gonna get this one filled up too. So okay, so now we're going to drag the wagon up to the barn. So I've got the water up there, so when I give everybody water in just a bit, we will have water for everyone. Ugh. I need to get some more mulch, some more wood chips down. My paths are starting to get slippery, and the one thing I like to do is, so that we don't slide and such, is I put wood chips down, and it does a wonderful job of keeping it not as slippery. I'm gonna head back to the house now, guys. So I think I'm gonna go get a glass of tea real fast, And then I'll go back and finish feeding go back and finish giving everybody water. So super easy to do. It just takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of mind changing, but you honestly can do it. If you need help, learning how to do it, or you want to know how to get the baby steps to start that route, I can pretty much teach you how to do it. I was a city kid, so I grew up in the inner city. I lived in the suburbs for a while, and then in my mid-20s, so I just up and decided that I needed to live in the country. So thank you so much for the birthday wish. No, I learned, I got up and decided I just didn't want to live there anymore, and started figuring out ways to make it happen. So I know a lot more effective ways than how I did it to make it happen. So if you're interested, you can get a hold of me. You can contact me on Discord, or you can send me an email. I think my email and all that kind of stuff is at the bottom of the stream, or is in the description below. You guys can check that out, or if you want to do it that way. And my phone number is pretty easy to find too, for those that just would rather talk or text. That is an option as well, so you guys can do that as well. So Planet Love, thank you. So again, so don't feel like it. If you want to live with nature and you want to get out and do this, it's not as hard as it seems. It's just a couple steps, some sacrificing, and the sacrifice is not actually as bad as it sounds. It's just, I was an absolutely socialite and really liked going to do a lot of things. Like, I was a raver, loved going to clubs, loved doing a lot of things like that, and that is things I did have to give up. So there is aspects of life that you do have to drastically change. But looking back now, I go walking, and it's like I'm in my own park, and I get to be with my animals all day, and I punch my own time clock. So what I say goes, what I want to do goes. Well, okay, animals ultimately have the final say, because they're hungry, thirsty, crazy animals. But it's really don't let this look like it's something you can't achieve. It's achievable for everyone, and I am more than happy to help everyone. So no, I didn't cut off everyone. The idea was I thought, so I was getting this big house in the middle of the country, and I'm about 4 hours away from where most of my friends were from. And I really, really thought a lot of them were going to come down and hang out with me, and that we were just going to be able to do a lot of stuff together, because, 4 hours was just a free vacation for most of my friends. And I even told most of my friends, I have a house. It's not going to cost you guys anything to come down and visit. Maybe we'll just make meals and such together. And I honestly thought that by doing this, more of my friends would have came down and kind of, a free vacation. I have a giant house that had plenty of room for everybody to stay in, and very few of my friends took advantage of the fact that I ran a B&B, and the fact that I lived in the country, and the fact that I have, pretty much I have 33 acres, so pretty much a park in my backyard, and was pretty much just asking them to come hang out and maybe help with a couple things that required a little extra help. But most of them chose not to. So it was very telling. So that was a good thing. So I actually learned a lot, not in any type of a negative way. And then over time, luckily, the internet has caught up to my social habits. And so now I have streaming. I have an awesome community on Discord. I have lots of friends that I can talk to. And even if a lot of you guys can't come here and hang out, a lot of you guys can be here, and I can be talking with when we go on fun adventures like feeding the chickens, or going for hikes, or managing the bees, or any of the other kind of stuff. So I just had to wait for technology to catch back up to my lifestyle. So it turned out okay. Just different. Not if you would have talked to me in my 20s and said that most of my life most of my friends I would be talking to online, and that I would be sharing my life through streaming and such like that, I would not have. I would have thought that sounded odd. So, not completely odd, but because I've been on the internet forever, but I wouldn't have thought it would have went that. I actually would have thought I would have been able to convince some of my friends to actually move down here and practice some of the similar lifestyle choices that I made, especially since like some of my friends were really crazy hippies and were really people that wanted to, that talked about wanting to live off the grid and talked about wanting to do things of that sort. And so I was surprised when they had opportunities to actually just do it, the folks that didn't jump on that opportunity. So even just to learn a little bit. Yeah, no worries. It's cool. Some of those guys I still talk to. Sometimes some of them are starting to do, some of them now after 15 years are seeing how silly they became like a cog in the machine and have sold out to the corporate overlords. Some of them now I'm just teaching how to do urban farming and some basic stuff like that. And so I'll go up there for a day or for like a half a day and help them out with stuff and help them move in the right direction, since now I have 15 years of experience doing it. So it's all good. But again, that's like I said, I have all this experience now and I just want to share it. One of the things is I don't want anybody that knows me to be able to say, I wish I could have lived on a farm. I wish I could have figured it out. There was no one there to help me figure out how I could achieve these goals. And I don't want that ever to happen, because if this is something that you want to do, I want to make sure I can help you do it. And I want to figure out how to help everyone do that kind of cool stuff, because I did this just spur of the moment, not knowing how to do any, like when I moved to Flat Top down here, I didn't even know where the grocery store was. So I didn't know how far anything was away. We found this cool house. We found it for the right price. It was on 33 acres. I love old houses. My house was built in 1897. If you guys haven't seen my house, I'm going to walk out here and show you guys. Love restoring old houses. Wanted to make sure I saved this one. So here's my house. Let me see if I can back up even a little bit more. So there's my house, built in 1897, Queen Anne Victorian. Awesome. You can't even see how cool it is from just this angle. But if you guys go to the page that Mark linked, you guys can see how cool it is. But so, yeah, just lots of cool opportunities. I just got to, that was the other thing about all of this. It just worked out so perfectly. I got to save an old house. I got to be a farm. I got to run a bed and breakfast. Life has just been good. Life has just been good to me. And so, I'm of the belief that the more I give to the world, the more it'll give back. And so if I keep giving and being as good, be the change I want to see in the world, be as good as I want to be, and be as happy-go-lucky as possible. So whatever I can do, it's kind of what it is. So yeah, it's a big house. It's a lot. It takes a lot of work, actually. There's a lot of little things that you need to be done, but I love it. So, holding on to a piece of history, the house 123 years old. So crazy to think about that. It's like forever. The people that built this house built it to last, built it to be high quality. I hope that because of what I'm doing, this house stays standing for another 200 years. Another extended, a long period of time. So my Discord link does not work. I don't know if Mark is around. I can walk in the house in just a second and send you a link. If you type in !Discord, that link usually works. So if someone could type that in, that would be awesome. So see if that link works for you. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. This winter, I've got the winter streams are going to be interesting because I've not. It's been a couple years since I've really got down and dirty in doing winter streams when there's snow on the ground. So there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about this year when snow hits. and things of that sort. So I look forward to doing all of that and doing some more streams. And again, if there's things out there you guys want to see, things you want me to do, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do some more farming, off-grid, fun streams like that. So if you guys play games, if any of you guys are gamers, every once in a while we get together and we have game nights, a bunch of us. So you guys can also join the Discord and we'll play games and such like that together. So just trying to build community. So you guys might be wondering why I'm talking about all this. This is always trying to build community, trying to have a nice cyber community. Building, if we can't do fellowship together, we can do fellowship. We can share ideas, we can share knowledge, we can share everything together on the internets, and share our wealth of knowledge and our love of learning or our love of teaching with each other that way. Plus, you also have to have fun, you know. So you have video games and such like that for fun. There's my torch behind me. I use that to make sure my boxes are all torched and cleaned and good on the inside. So sounds a little, I don't know if you guys hear the leaves. That's it. Love the sound of ruffling leaves. It's a little too cold for that awesome smell. But fall, favorite time of the year. Favorite time of the year. Love the smell. Love the feeling outside. It's just, I like the crunching of leaves. I like all the different colors. It's just awesome. Really glad that the link worked for you. That's awesome. So you have a wonderful night. Again, even though I know you're over in Europe, I am more than happy to still try to help you figure out ways to get some land and live off grid. So have a good night, my friend. Well, anyways, I think with that, unless anybody else out there has anything else important that they would like to talk about, anything else that you want me to bring up, anything else out there that is important, I think I might head on in, get some tea, and then I have to go move those bees and finish getting a couple of those guys some water. But in general, again, thank you guys all for swinging around for my birthday stream. Thank you all for spending this little bit of time with me. I very much appreciate it for all you guys coming and hanging out. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll probably jump on Discord and put a earpiece in. So if anybody wants to jump in idle chit chat and chit chat with me down in idle chit chat while I'm moving the bees, I'll probably be in idle chit chat about 15-20 minutes. So if you guys want to do that, feel free. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. It's Doc. Thank you guys all for being here. Till tomorrow. Adios.